Welcome to another week of Females Unfiltered. Mina's back, hey!
Super excited.
Hey girl, hey!
Hey.
Listen, I need to apologize to the world. My allergies are kicking my ass left and right, so if I have to use a tissue, guys, I'm sorry, but life is life.
You sound great though.
Oh,
you don't sound congested. You sound
thank
good.
God. I took 2 allergy pills this morning, so let's hope at some point they kick in here any minute. How was your week?
It was okay, you know?
Okay.
I'm trying to I think sometimes when you're in a funk, you just have to stay grateful for the little
Right.
things. So I have a journal. I write
that.
5 things I'm grateful for every
Okay.
day, and I'm like, okay, I'm good. I'm good.
Did you have anything favorite that happened this week?
I'm excited because I was asked to do a review of Joker, which comes out today. And the thing I love most is just talking movies in general. I love a good movie. So I'm really excited for that.
So have you seen Joker yet? Not yet.
I'm actually going to be seeing it later today, the earliest showing.
Okay, so I don't know if you saw last week's episode. I know this ties into your article. Be careful because the FBI released a notice that they're worried about shootings in theaters because of incel activity.
Yeah.
So just be careful.
No, I
know. To see the Joker.
It's so sad with everything that happened with Batman: The Dark Knight in Colorado. It's just scary to think about and
Well, I didn't know the incel community looked up to the Joker, so apparently they do.
Yeah.
Yeah. So be careful, girl.
He's a creepy figure.
He's so creepy.
He is. This is just in time for Halloween.
Perfect for Halloween. I was trying to think if I had a favorite thing this week. I felt like I was just... Okay, I did. Well, yes and no. I had an audition this week, guys.
Okay.
Which turned out to be for a much bigger project than I was aware of. And I thought I did a good job, but what I took away from it is research the shit out of every, who directed it before you do the audition, if they give you that information. And I know this sounds super fucking cheesy, but if you're getting auditions like that, just believe in yourself, because obviously you're capable of doing the work if you're in that position of getting those auditions. So I think I didn't remember that this week, so I'm grateful that I'm bringing that back to awareness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome that you got the audition in the first place. And sometimes it's a pleasant surprise to not know, because then you don't have to be freaked out in your head about it.
I would have felt super pressured if I would have known before.
Yeah,
yeah,
exactly.
So.
It happened for a reason.
There we go. There we go. So,
flip the switch.
Fingers crossed I get a call back. We'll see, guys. We'll see. Okay, so what did you find is going on in the world?
Okay, so
Joker, right? It's Joker related?
Yeah, so
all right,
this
let's
is
hear
Joker related. So you know how excited I am about movies. So obviously I'm going to watch interviews with Joaquin Phoenix.
Yep.
I love Jimmy Kimmel. So there was a little bit of, I don't want to say controversy, but there was definitely backlash against Jimmy Kimmel with his Joaquin Phoenix interview. And the reason for that is the interview's I want to say around 15 minutes long, and it starts out okay. You can kind of tell that Joaquin Phoenix is this mild-mannered, kind of introverted guy.
Yeah, he's a peculiar guy, but that's okay. We love peculiar people.
That's kind of how most actors are.
That's
a lot of them aren't super out there. Some of them are pretty reserved. So they're just having a conversation, and then Jimmy Kimmel decides to show a never-before-seen clip from Joker, and it was one of the outtakes. So this is something that obviously didn't make the cut for Joker.
It's so interesting he got permission to show this.
Yeah, that's the thing, and you could see Joaquin Phoenix was like, wait, the producer okayed this clip? He didn't seem to know what was going on. So Jimmy Kimmel played the clip, and it was an outtake of Joaquin Phoenix trying to get into character for the Joker. And you just hear him kind of getting upset with the director of photography, Larry, and he's like, can you please stop whispering, fucking stop. And he's just getting upset, and then he just walks off on set after some sort of quick little thing about the DP saying, comparing him to Cher or something like that.
Okay.
It was unclear what was going on, but after Jimmy showed the clip, bless you.
Thank you.
After he showed the clip, Joaquin was like, oh, I'm so embarrassed. I didn't know you were going to show that. I was trying to get into character, and it was really annoying and frustrating to have someone whispering again and again. I just kept hearing whispers, and I'm trying so hard to get into character for the Joker. And then he's like, no one was really supposed to see that. So it was an awkward, I couldn't tell if it was a bit or not, because Jimmy does this from time to time where they're both in on it and it's a bit and it's funny. But if you just go through the comments section on YouTube, people
I've
are
got some
pissed
opinions.
at Jimmy.
I've got some opinions.
People are mad, but I didn't react to it that way at all. But people are really mad
here's
at
the thing.
this.
I am an actress. That's what I went to school for, and not everyone knows. That is my first love, acting.
Yeah.
And it is a serious thing to get into character. I mean, I personally do like a lot of writing when it comes to a character, a lot of their backstory, but I think that's really fucked up of Jimmy for fucking with his process and exploiting it like that, because it makes Joaquin Phoenix look like an asshole. I'm sure he looked like an asshole in it. And I just don't like hosts in general who bring on guests and they try to like spring shit on them to make them uncomfortable.
Yeah.
I will never do that on the show. We're about having fun. So I'm with the piss team. I don't think that was cool of him at all. That's fucked up.
I'm not on the piss team just because I feel like this is a bit. And okay, here's the thing. Even if it's not a bit,
Yeah.
I feel like Joaquin handled himself so well. He was kind of charming where he was like, at first he was like a little awkward and he's like, yeah, like I'm sorry for saying that. I guess I have to apologize to Larry. And he's like, but he was fucking annoying. So it was like funny and it showed, like I feel like the whole situation was handled well.
Okay.
And Jimmy's just like a funny, laid back guy where
Yeah.
I feel like he does these things and Jimmy never has bad intentions. Like anytime he does something, it's kind of just to like poke fun or
Okay,
tease.
all right.
Kind of like having like a big brother that's gonna be like, oh, so like tell us about this. So I
Okay,
feel like
all right.
because I like Jimmy Kimmel,
Right.
I should say, Jimmy Kimmel has such an amazing track record of being an incredible host. Like he's hosted the Oscars, he's hosted the Emmys, he does
Yeah.
it all. I just feel like he's a pro, and this may have just been one interview that was a fluke.
All right,
But
guys.
I didn't hate it. I thought it was
Okay,
fine.
okay.
I thought the reactions were a bit much on YouTube, but I had to bring it up because people are so upset with it.
All right, well, it's cool to have difference of opinions. I like that.
Yeah.
Okay, and one other thing I found going in the world, quick shout out. So I used to live in Saudi Arabia, for those of you who didn't know.
I had no idea.
I used to live in Saudi Arabia. I lived there for 4 years, so I'm always keeping my eye on what's going on in the good old kingdom. And recently, they said that they are easing up on the dress code for foreign women and tourists. So when I lived there, I did wear an abaya. I had to wear an abaya all 4 years.
Okay.
Anytime I was out and about, there were a couple times I was even asked to cover my hair. And I think that's great, but I also think this is not going to go over well. I think foreign women are going to come in. They're not going to wear an abaya, and I think you will have those people who are still very traditional, and that's fine, who are going to say some shit to them.
Yeah.
So I do commend the kingdom for trying to put their foot forward. I think that's awesome. I hope eventually it works out. Now that these tourist visas are a thing, I definitely will be going back to visits.
Yeah.
I will. But shout out to the kingdom for all the other fucked up things that they've done, for at least trying to ease up on the dress code.
I feel like that will definitely be better for tourism in a sense.
Absolutely.
But at the same time, like, this is just my opinion. I think if you're going to another country, like, you should kind of adopt their culture
I think
and
you should
traditions.
too. I think
and
you
I
should
think
too.
that us as like Americans, we're so much like, oh, like, why don't they speak English here, or why don't they do this?
I despise people who are like that,
And
but yes.
it's like, hello, like you're going to another country, like try
respectful.
to assimilate.
Right.
And, like you're there for like what, a week? Just like do
it.
Like,
Yeah, live it.
When in Rome, like do as the Romans do. So
Yeah.
I just feel like I don't think
I know.
it's necessary, really.
I mean, I do think, obviously, women who are choosing not to wear an abaya that are visiting, I do think they should dress conservatively, because you need to
Oh,
show
of
respect.
course.
You need to show, like, I'm going to India at the end of October,
Yeah.
and I will 100% be dressing conservatively. It'll be long pants and long sleeves, guys. I'll be sweating my ass off,
That's the smart
but
thing to
that's
do.
what I will be doing.
I went to Syria a few years ago in the summer, and I wasn't even dressed inappropriately.
Yeah.
Literally, like, no joke, I was wearing, like, I would say, like, capris
Yeah.
and, like, a short sleeve shirt.
Right.
It was nothing bad. I think maybe a tiny bit low cut, but no cleavage,
Right.
nothing like that. And I just remember getting off the plane and having people stare at me, and I was like,
It's a real
I
thing.
felt, like, silently slut-shamed. I'm like, I'm not even wearing anything inappropriate. And then I realized, okay, there's obviously different standards in different
Right.
places, and I'm Muslim, but it still was, like, super conservative for me. I was like, oh my God, I don't think I can live here.
Yeah.
At that time,
Yeah.
at least.
Yeah,
I felt very
so-
out of place.
But we're all about respecting other people's cultures, guys. Go there, follow the rules, or don't fucking go there.
Yeah.
That's right.
I feel you.
Okay, so Sydney he had an audition, guys, or like he was shooting something. Something happened, he couldn't come. He's shooting something, but good job, Sydney. We love you. It's fine. So we're just gonna talk really quick about one thing dating wise, and then we're gonna bring NiK Kacy on. So Halloween is coming. Are
Yes.
you someone who loves Halloween?
I adore Halloween.
You
I
do?
think it's
Do you
one of-
dress? What do you do? Do you
I
decorate?
go to West Hollywood. I go to the
love me
parade
some
stuff.
WeHo, yes.
I people watch. I'm all for trick-or-treating, even at this age. I love the trick-or-treating. I haven't done it in a while, but I'd be down to go this year.
I encourage you to try it.
Yes, free candy, hello. Yeah.
So I was gonna ask Sydney, and we can talk about how do we feel about couples with matching costumes, and if you're dating someone, like when do you spring on like let's do a matching couple costume? Like what are our thoughts on that?
I love it. I think it's so cute.
Yeah.
I think it's cute when you can tell both people are into it, and it's not just the
Right.
girlfriend being
Right.
hey, like I need you to like do this for me, but like if it were me, like, hey, I'd be Cruella DeVille and you'd be my bitch on Alicia. Not you, but whoever.
Right.
With like a little collar. Like
I would like to meet the man who's down with that.
I'm totally kidding, but like
he's got a good sense of humor.
I'm all for matching Halloween costumes.
Yeah.
I think they're so cute, they're hilarious, and when they're well done, I'm just like, yes, like I need to be in a relationship for this.
I'm kind of into it too. I mean, I always have this idea of like, I really want like a Bonnie and Clyde situation with someone. I could be a cheetah, you could be the hunter. I mean, like, there's so many things that we could do. So I feel like, you know.
I'm the hunter.
Right?
You're the hunted, yeah. Some weird dominatrix themes right there.
I'm all right with that. I'm all right with that. But I wonder, you know, is there like a time that's too soon to ask your boo to be your Halloween partner, or?
I don't think so. I think like because Halloween is so fun. It's not like serious.
Right.
Like, it's not like Valentine's Day where it's like you have to do
all
this
this
whole
pressure
thing.
and shit.
I feel like Halloween's so chill and people are they're like drinking, hanging out, like doing whatever. That I don't think it's a big deal to be like, hey, let's do matching couples costumes. I think if it's like Christmas or like the holidays and you're like
sweaters,
let's do matching sweaters and this, that's like you're engaged about to get married kind of thing. But Halloween's so fun and chill that I don't think it's a big deal.
This is why I have to date someone who's like has a great sense of humor and is goofy, because I'm like, let's do all the goofy shit and laugh about it.
I know. I would love that.
All right, guys, we're going to take a really quick break. We're going to get all set up for NiK Kacy, designer, producer, founder of Equality Fashion Week, and we'll be back in a jiff. Hang tight, Instagram. Appreciate you. Hi, guys. Welcome back. NiK Kacy joins us. Welcome to the show, Nick.
Thank you for having me.
You are a multifaceted, talented human.
Thank you.
Love that, love that. So it seems like design and fashion is probably your love. That's kind of how you got started with everything, but you're also a producer.
Yeah.
You've made a film. You're orchestrating a giant fashion week. Talk to us about how you first even got started within the fashion industry.
Well, actually, that's not my background at all. I was a producer at Google and at ad agencies before that. That's actually my first career.
Yep.
And but I just got tired of not being able to find shoes that I wanted to wear. And basically, by the time, you know, it's like 2013, I'm like, how is this not?
Yeah, how do we not have shoes by
you
now?
know? So I've always just been the kind of person that like I don't dream it, I do it. So I was like, if no one else is gonna do this, then I'm gonna do this for myself.
Yeah.
And then as I went to do it myself, I was like, you know what? I'm not the only person who has this struggle.
Right.
So I need to do this for everyone.
Everyone,
you know? And then also, I would be a hypocrite if I only designed the stuff I like.
Right.
Which were, you know, more masculine, you know, presenting.
Yeah.
So then I was like, you know, I just need to design gender neutral stuff.
Right.
And also feminine, like presenting things so that everybody has an option.
Right, absolutely.
And all of that designed in different styles, but to fit equally for all genders.
Yes. Yeah. And your footwear is a luxury footwear. So guys, if you love this footwear, it's beautiful. Don't think you're gonna go on there. It's not like $25. Come on, these are like beautiful handcrafted shoes with leather. There's some hand stitching on there. You need to pay for what it's worth.
As with all things, I believe.
I totally agree. And I saw you had a new combat
There's no
boot
fast
out.
fashion here.
Right?
Yeah.
That's why that shit falls apart. Forever 21 just filed for bankruptcy. So come on. So you came out with the new combat boot.
Yes.
Combat Hate. Okay, I was looking at these suckers online. They're beautiful. I love the red detail, the red stitching.
Thank you.
All your shoes have the equality sign on them, which is amazing.
Thank you.
And then some of your shoes on the bottom, they have their own.
Yeah,
is all the shoes or some of them?
No, just the ones with the leather soles. So the Georgia is the only one that has a leather sole completely, and so I wanted to imprint a message so that when people buy them and look at them, they get the message that's a lot more apparent.
Right.
Particularly if I'm trying to eventually grow into the mainstream.
Right, right.
Because I don't want to preach to the choir. I don't need to.
Yeah, exactly. They know what's up.
I need to get everybody else to be aware that gender is not in a binary.
Right.
So,
Right. So guys, listen, get yourself some hot shoes. There's some wingtips on there. We got boots.
Yeah.
We got it all. So how did you get? So this is the second annual Equality Fashion Week. Last year was the premiere, and it is not like a mom and pop fashion week, guys. I mean, you've got sponsors, you've got the Globe Theater, you've got designers, you've got makeup, you've got parties. This is a huge undertaking.
Yes, yeah.
One, how are you not bananas?
I am bananas.
And two,
but I'm always bananas.
yeah,
so it's okay.
yeah. So what was the impetus to like really get you to make the fashion week happen, not just think about it, but create it?
Well, when I started my brand, I got invited to go to a lot of queer fashion shows.
Yeah.
And so, in particular, there are two specific, at the time, two very specific fashion weeks on the East Coast.
Yes.
Which is like Rainbow Fashion Week, and then you have the Dapper Q during New York Fashion Week, which is by far, I think, one of the most elevated queer fashion weeks I've ever been to.
Yeah.
And on the West Coast, you had Queer Fashion Week in San Francisco, which also I don't think exists anymore. It doesn't do anything anymore.
Okay.
And for me, I've even like done shows in Toronto, like, and yet every single one of those shows I went to, I recognize that all of us queer entrepreneurs, we spend so much money to participate, travel, build collections, and then at the end of it, we don't really have any economic growth because it doesn't equate to sales.
Yeah.
Right. So it's beautiful for exposure.
Right.
But it doesn't sell anything.
Right.
So what I realized was then we have to go to like main fashion weeks, right, to get the buyers.
Right.
But then we can't afford it because most of these main fashion weeks cost so much money.
Yeah, they're
right?
absurd. Yeah.
So I just got sick of it, I guess, and I was like, screw it, I'm gonna make my own. As I always do, I just make my own, whatever. And then, when I developed it, I was really struggling with the idea of how I can turn it into fruition.
Right.
And so I was very blessed last year that the Montrose Hotel in West Hollywood happened to be rebranding and needed to have a party. And so
perfect.
they reached out to me to see if I wanted to participate in their party.
Yeah.
And then when I asked them, like, well, who's throwing your party? And they didn't have anyone. And they wanted to do a fashion show. And I said, who's doing your fashion show? And they're like, nobody. Like, so I was like, so you want to do a party. You want to do something. You don't know how
have the pieces.
and how, right? So I pitched to them. I've had this great idea, this concept. I trademarked it. Like, I just need the capacity to do it.
Right.
And so they gave us the space. They paid for the production.
I love that.
And so I was able to do it there. But I wanted to grow it, and over there we had a lot of issues with like sound ordinances and things like that. So this year I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna have a particular location sponsor us, especially if it's not gonna be able to like be so expansive.
Right.
So I need a big venue like the Globe.
Yeah.
Right? The Globe is gorgeous.
It is.
They just renovated, and they're still renovating on the outside. Spent so much money, and it's like high. Like technology, everything, like the best of everything, like sound, everything, right? So I was like, this is where my dream is. I want to do it here. So in order to do it there, I was like, I need money. So I just started reaching out to different sponsors and like seeing who wants to support this because it's such an important event to have.
Yes.
And it's it's something that really highlights our community and lets all of us shine in different ways. But yet it's also very inclusive, right? It's not only just you have to be trans or you have to be, non-binary. It's like all of us need to be pitching in and showing up together. Yeah. Which is why this year the theme is called Unity, because I really want to like drive that home.
Right.
And like I need my cis gay men to show up. I need my cis lesbians to show up.
Right.
I need my trans folks. I need my non-binary folks. I need my
Everybody.
straight allies.
Right.
Like I need everyone to show up because that is literally the only way we're going to combat hate together.
Right.
So,
Right.
Yeah.
So from an entrepreneur, I mean, I know I personally struggle with like raising money. It just makes me uncomfortable to ask people like, give me money.
Right, yeah.
So how is that something that do you just not have that part of your brain that makes you, and you're just like, fuck it.
I'm horrible at it. It's like literally the one thing that I'm not good at. Like I'm not good at sales and I'm not good at asking for money.
Right.
But I realize that my passion for what I'm doing overcompensates for the lack of desire to do that.
Yeah.
And I think the drive of wanting this to become a reality was so much more powerful that I just like posted like anywhere and everywhere I could like help,
Yeah, absolutely.
And people really like showed up. I was surprised. I mean, it was a great learning experience also because like I have people who I thought would show up who didn't.
Yeah.
And then I had people who
interesting,
did.
right.
I
never
didn't
expected.
Yeah, that were like, I'm like, I barely know. Like,
Yeah.
Trans Gentleman Quarterly, Dylan Flores, like, is the founder of that, and I never met him before, and he reached out to me, was like, hey, hey, brother, like, how can I help you? And I was literally like, wow, I don't even know you, but thank you so much. And they have become my tech director. They have literally been, like, my right hand, helping me along the way, guiding me, mentoring me, because they have so much experience in, like, the field of, event, presentations and things like that. And got their company to sponsor parts of it so that we have the technology like walkies and lighting and all this stuff. So, and then like I had another like acquaintance in the community who I guess her wife or her partner works at AIDS Healthcare Foundation.
Okay.
And so just like basically was like, hey, are you interested? Are you still looking for sponsors? And help me pass my deck to the company, to the right people or whatever. And they became our title sponsor.
Yeah.
So AIDS Healthcare Foundation, Flux, powered by AIDS Healthcare Foundation, they're our title sponsor. And without them, like, this event just wouldn't have been able to happen, right? Because we just need, the goal was I want to pay all the models, which I didn't tell everyone because I didn't know if I could do it.
Right.
So I didn't want to make a promise I couldn't keep,
Absolutely.
right? And even if it's like $50, it's something.
It's something, yeah.
And we have to start somewhere because I was tired that every single fashion show that I went to, none of the models got paid.
Right.
And as much as it's, it's an honor because that models want to participate.
Yeah.
But we're never going to help our community grow and lift each other and get out of like the,
like the struggles.
Exactly.
Scratching days. Yeah.
So until we compensate one another for our work. So I'm hoping that to, do that every year more and more and more until one day, like, everyone gets paid, the proper amount they should be paid.
Right. Absolutely.
Because we need to teach each other that we're worth it.
Yes.
Yeah.
That we're
I think that's such an amazing mentality because even in the hosting community,
so much is like you get experience,
and it's also like you pay to work,
you do
until you work to get paid, and it's like an investment. But it's so normalized now that there needs to be like someone setting the precedent that this isn't going to happen anymore. So I love that you've done that.
Thank you. Yeah.
Well, I once saw good old Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez posted on her Instagram, and she said something like, experience doesn't pay the bills. Like, get your word. But I get it. I mean, we're all artists out here, and we're trying to hustle, and we're just fucking trying to pay the damn bills with our art.
Right. And also, like, for myself, learning to do that for myself.
Yeah.
Because I do stuff for free all the time.
Oh, yeah, me too.
And I'm like, I have to learn to also get paid myself.
Absolutely.
For my work. Because I put in 20-hour days, so, like, I got to be paid.
Absolutely. And so, did you make this fashion show, is it now affordable for your designers? Because I know that you said was an impasse for you going to other fashion shows.
Right. My goal is to keep this free for designers.
Yeah.
So I don't charge any of the designers to participate because I know it's going to cost them money to make their stuff already.
Absolutely.
Right? So I want to make it as accessible for them as possible, right? And so on top of that, therefore I'm paying for the models and not them.
Right.
So really making it super accessible because I want them to succeed. I want them to put the focus onto their designs and their work.
Right.
So that they can get out there, get their stuff out there, get it shown, get it, to build their brand so that they can become successful and then pay that forward to the rest of the people.
Absolutely.
Right? Yeah. After that, they can hire all the models.
That's right.
They can hire me.
That's right. So guys, if Equality Fashion Week sounds amazing, which it is, let's give out some hard facts for them so people are curious.
Yes.
So you can go to equalityfashionweek.com to get your ticket.
Correct.
There's a lot of different tiers.
There's a lot of different tiers because
guys.
I wanted
Something
to
for everyone.
Yeah, exactly. I wanted to make sure that people, no matter where their financial status is, feels like they can
get in there.
Yeah.
If you're bougie and you got extra money, we got something for you.
Yeah.
If you're, busking on the corner for money, we got something for you. There's something for everybody. You can get your foot in the door. There's also an after party.
Exactly.
Which, I don't know about y'all, but I've been ordering shit from Amazon all week so I can put together a really weird ass outfit.
Awesome.
That's a come in.
Yeah.
6:30 p.m. doors open.
Correct. The red carpet event starts at 6:30 with the Empress of West Hollywood hosting.
Yes.
And then we've got 3 main hosts for the actual fashion show: Michaela Gordon, Jasmine, and Murray Swanby.
Yeah.
All 3 of them are incredible human beings, so I'm very honored that they're a part of it. And then for the after party is Rose Garcia from The Real L Word, and we have 11 designers. And in total, I don't want to give out too much,
Okay,
right? But
yeah.
there's in total basically 150 people that's gonna grace the stage.
There are.
Yeah.
There are.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
so
be
it's
one
a
of
lot.
them, guys.
Exactly,
I'm
right
so
here, yeah.
stoked. Yeah. Shout out to Chow Chow.
Yeah.
And also the after party is 10:30 p.m.
Right.
Fun Factory.
Yeah, Fun Factory is the sponsor of the
Okay.
after party, and they're basically they donated like all of the I don't even know. Am I like yeah? I can
Say
this.
whatever you
Yeah.
want. Whatever you
So
want.
there's this vibrator
Hell
called
yeah.
a Moody's.
Okay.
And all of our swag bags will have one, which is amazing because they
Amazing.
cost like $150 each.
You know what's funny? I just posted a photo this morning, guys, and I hashtagged because it's National Boyfriend Day, and I said, "What's a boyfriend? It's called a vibrator." So there we go, guys. Get yourself a vibrator. And then if you can't make the show, you have the Fashion Week where it's a pop-up.
Right.
Give us a little rundown
Right.
on that.
And so that's what's unique about this event is that we have 3 days of pop-ups where I don't charge the designers once again
Love that.
to give them a platform after the fashion
Yep.
show. Now that everyone's seen it, they can come and like support by ordering or getting a consultation
Right.
or getting measured, whatever it may be, so that and if you didn't make the fashion show, you can still come and still support, right?
Right.
And we invited a lot of local businesses, a lot of local queer businesses,
your local
ally
businesses.
yeah. And it's all about like keeping it community oriented, neighborhood oriented. It's going to be in Mid-City at the High Art Tattoo Gallery courtyard. And we're going to have probably about like 20 something vendors. We have Amanda Black Music and Stephanie Powers performing. We've got a drag show each
Hey,
day.
hey, hey.
We've got all sorts of stuff.
All
Yeah.
sorts of goodies for everybody.
Yeah. So definitely come out. It's all the information's on equalityfashionweek.com, and I really, really, really feel like it's going to be an amazing week.
It is going to be an amazing
Thank
week.
you. Yeah,
It is.
thank you.
Guys, please find, follow, and support NiK. You have multiple social media depending
Yes.
on what you want.
Right.
Tell everyone what it is.
Okay, so NiK Kacy Footwear, which is NiK Kacy Footwear, is my brand.
Yep. Get
And
those
I
shoes.
design gender-free holsters and
Oh yeah,
gender-free
your holsters are
footwear.
badass. I wanted
Thank
to tell you.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
your holsters
Thank
are
you.
badass.
Thanks. It's the only one that's adjustable to any body type.
Love that because I have a short torso and it's a struggle.
Right,
It's a
right.
struggle.
And it's like a 5 different configurations. So depending on your mood, you can configure it to be like, I just want to wear one side like a purse.
Yeah.
Or like I want to put it together and wear 2 harnesses.
Yeah.
Or just one.
Or around the waist. I saw some around the waist situation. No, do we have that?
no,
No, just kidding.
Yeah.
JK, scratch that.
Yeah, no,
No,
around the
no, no,
waist
no,
because
no.
we'll have a belt.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
So I guess you could connect
I mean,
the
I
belt
guess you
to it.
maybe
I don't know.
Get creative, folks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the key. Is like I want people to get creative, right?
Right.
So, and then my personal is NiK Kacy, NiK Kacy, and then Equality Fashion Week. So,
Get it.
Yeah.
Get a ticket. Come support.
Yes,
Have
please.
some fun with us.
Yeah. Help everybody get
I'm
paid.
sold.
Yeah.
I'm sold.
Yay!
Yeah.
It's coming! We appreciate you taking the time
Thank
to
you
come
so
down
much for
here.
having me.
Thank
Yeah.
you. Guys, we're going to take a really quick break. We're going to all set up for Dalton. He's going to perform live.
Woo.
And hang tight, everyone. We'll be right back.
Thank you.
Hi, guys. Welcome back. Dalton's in the house. Welcome to the show, Dalton.
What's up? Thanks for having me.
Guys, I almost broke the law and fed Dalton alcohol on camera, but then he informed me he was 19.
I was like,
so
yeah,
I
no, I'm
decided,
19.
Listen, I like to break laws, just not if I'm going to get caught.
Sure. Yeah. In front of a bunch of cameras, yeah.
Yeah, maybe we should wait on that. Yeah. You've never been here before.
I have not.
But your cohorts have been here.
Yes. So it's a pleasure. I've heard only good things.
Why, thank you, sir. Dalton is a singer, songwriter. He is also an actor. You got a lot, actually, you've done a ton of shit acting-wise.
Oh, yeah.
A lot. I mean, you've been on Amazon. You have a new movie coming out next year where you're Rudolph Valentino.
Yes.
I mean, how was stepping into those shoes?
Pretty daunting. Pretty exciting though, because Rudolph Valentino is one of those guys where, as kind of quote unquote the first Hollywood sex symbol and one of the largest silent film stars, there comes a certain thing where you're playing a real person that you want to make sure you do it correctly.
Absolutely.
But when you're playing a real person who died at the age of 30 in like 1920,
Yeah, I feel like that's dicey.
there's not as much material that you have to roll with as you would have for, a lot of other people.
Right.
So it was a really interesting process where I just read like a ton of books, a ton of first-hand accounts from people who knew Rudolph Valentino, and then like there was maybe 3 or 4 clips that I could see of him as a person, and not like, watching him play a role, but more so there were a couple holiday videos of him out, at the beach or him doing whatever, where I could kind of study some of his mannerisms and some of his maneuvers and things that he did as a person. So it was pretty challenging to kind of put all that together without as much resource material.
Right.
But it's been a lot of fun. Even just last week, I was finishing up some pickup shots for the movie.
Love. How was that audition process? How many callbacks was that? How grueling was that situation?
It was, the audition process, I believe, was 13 months.
Oh my God.
Yeah, from first audition to welcome to the film.
Oh.
So it was pretty fun, though, because it helps that I look a lot like Rudolph Valentino, especially after I cut my hair.
Yeah.
So it all started with, obviously, your normal audition. And once I did the first audition and the casting realized, they're like, okay, well, he looks a lot like Rudy if you cut his hair or just tie his hair back or whatever, because I had shoulder length hair at the time. And he doesn't suck. So let's keep him coming back for a little bit. So I did probably about four auditions, 3 callbacks.
Yeah.
And then after that last audition, I was just doing my own thing, and a couple months later they called and they're like, oh yeah, you're really good, so why don't you come in and cut your hair and we'll start filming soon.
So
and I was like, okay.
Is that the point you allowed yourself to, like, at what point did you allow yourself to get excited?
Oh.
Because I feel like excitement, here's either I'm like, don't get excited because you could jinx yourself, but then also I believe in manifestation where you like
Sure.
think it's going to happen.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, I think there's definitely a balance to be found, because I err on the side of caution with getting excited for things.
For sure.
But yeah, it was probably like the first day when I got on set where I was like, sweet,
I guess this is happening for real.
I'm here. We're rolling. It was either that or the moment I went and met with the director of the film and then sat in his office and got my hair cut for the film.
Oh yeah.
The
And
director
you're like,
sat there and watched
What?
me to make sure that like
It was the way
the
they
hair
wanted
was
it.
going to be correct, and I was like, okay, yeah, they
I
wouldn't
guess
do
this is
this
happening.
they wouldn't do this if they weren't like completely, everybody's on board, everything's all good. So
And I guess when you're title character, you don't have to worry about them cutting your scene out, because then there's always like you shoot the
Ooh.
movie and you bring your friends and they like
you
cut
go
your
to the
scene
premiere
out
and
you're
you
like,
don't see yourself and you're like, yeah, oh my god, dude, I couldn't even imagine. I have not experienced that yet.
Okay,
And I hope that's
right.
something I never have to experience.
Was there a certain point in the auditioning process where you're like, okay, I totally got the part? Like, was there a certain line or like a facial expression where you're like, I know I impressed them?
Funnily enough, not with this project.
Okay.
It feels like, for some reason for me, all the auditions, I feel like I completely bombed and I just like totally screwed up and didn't do very well. It's usually those that I book. And then the auditions where I'm like,
That
I
makes me feel
nailed
better,
that.
'cause I had a big audition this
I
week.
was so good. I nailed that audition. It was amazing. And then I don't even get a callback. I'm like, huh. So, yeah, no, I there wasn't really a point where I was like, okay, this is mine. I got it. It was just like,
Just keep doing the damn
show
thing.
up, do my thing,
Yeah,
leave,
yeah.
figure it out later.
Now,
So.
did you get any one-on-one coaching before any of these callbacks where you're like, I feel like I should just really make this?
Yes, I
Yeah.
did. I did a bit of coaching, probably for the last callback.
Yeah, I would
and then,
too, yeah.
Yeah, and then afterwards, once we were about to start filming, I had to work with an accent coach for a little bit to get some Italian accent work going on, because Rudolph Valentino is from Italy and then came to America, did all this stuff, and then promptly died. So
Yeah.
it was.
How mad would you be if we asked you to say something with your Italian accent
I
right
refuse
now?
to. I have not spoken a single word for anybody offset ever, because I've had a ton of people asking me as well, and my response is always, "Oh man, guess you gotta watch the movie." Oh man, what a shame.
Oh no.
I've heard that a lot as well. I'm just like,
The worst Italian impersonation.
you just gotta wait. So, even, I think maybe the one exception I made was for my parents.
I feel
maybe.
okay. I feel like parents. They
Yeah.
they created you, I guess.
Right.
Give them a vote.
I owe it to them, considering that I'm alive and here. But that's pretty much it. Yeah.
And then you had a bunch of new singles come out recently, right?
Yeah.
Too much, a little more.
Yeah.
Oh.
So I started in the summer of this year, I started releasing a single every month.
Okay, that's a big deal.
Which is pretty fun, doing
Yeah,
a new song
yeah.
every single month. And I didn't really promote it as such, though. Nobody
Okay.
knew what was going on
All right.
until probably the third month, where I was like, okay, so the first month I released a song on the 19th, because it's 2019, so I was like, I'll just release a song on the 19th of every month.
Sure.
So I released my first single of the year, and everyone was like, oh, sweet, cool. And then the next month came around, and I was like, here's another one. And everyone's like,
Did you
okay,
just-
okay, cool. The third month came around, and I was like, here's another one. And everyone's like, oh,
This is a
okay.
thing.
Okay,
This
I
is a
see.
thing.
So yeah, no, it's been really, really fun. I finished up my fourth album earlier this year. I've been working with producer Michael Blue on this album, and that's been really exciting. So now that that album's finished, I'm able to kind of keep everything going on a regular basis, be releasing these songs, which is exciting, and obviously with the new songs coming out every month,
Yeah.
I have more stuff coming in the
Absolutely.
future. So it's been a lot of fun. People really like having the consistency of, oh, great, I know that
Yeah.
I'm gonna have new music next month, and it's gonna be fun. So it's exciting. I hadn't really done something like that before. I'd always
Yeah.
been like, write a song or do a project, release it whenever it's finished, and then just hang out until I do
Right,
the next
right.
project or whatever. So it's
Yeah.
fun to put it on a schedule.
It is. So if Dalton's getting you excited, folks, they should find, follow, and support you on social media so
Yeah.
they can know about this new music.
No,
Know about
absolutely.
when the Italian accent's coming to a theater near you. I mean, right?
Yes. So I am on all social media at Dalton Sear. So that's DaltonCyr. I have a weird last name, but it works
We all have a weird
perfectly
name.
for being an
It's
artist.
fine.
It's weird enough to keep and not have to make anything different.
Absolutely.
And it's normal enough to
Memorable.
not be like, how do you pronounce the
Right.
name with 18 syllables and blah,
Yeah.
blah, blah, blah. So
Yeah, yeah.
nice
Got
and
you.
simple.
Yeah. So please find, follow, and support this man. And also your music is on Spotify, iTunes, I'm sure all major streaming platforms.
Yes, everywhere you listen to music. Pretty much everybody I know listens to Spotify kind of exclusively.
I know
So
Spotify ate everybody's lunch.
yeah, so if that's what you do, feel free to. If you like some of the music from mine that you hear, just plug it into your playlist. I know I pretty much exclusively with my own Spotify listening, I have a liked playlist of like 800 songs that I just shuffle through.
love
Whenever I find new music, I just hit the little heart button and it puts it in the playlist.
Yeah.
So if that's what you do, you can just hit the little heart button on my songs and they'll show up.
Okay, we love that. So you're gonna perform for us now.
I am.
So excited. Is there anything you want to tell us about this song?
Besides the fact that it's a song that I released as one of these singles over the past few months, it's fun to do acoustic versions of these songs because everyone hears it one way and then you're like, oh,
Yeah.
here's this way.
You're like,
So,
look how creative he is making it acoustic.
dude, I know.
Right?
My brain is just so
Your
big.
brain's on fire.
I'm so excited right now.
Thank
I'm
you.
also excited for the Italian accent to slip.
Look, my accent is, it's pretty good. It's not like,
I feel like it's pretty solid.
No,
I
not
feel
to
like it's
slip.
real
For
solid.
him to like just come
like,
out
accidentally
and
just
speak
say
like
something with an
that.
Italian
That's
accent?
what I meant by slip. Yeah.
Like, would you like
I've-
a cannoli?
I've kept it under wraps for long enough where I think I got it locked up. Because if I mess up now, like all the people that I told, no, you can't hear my accent. No, you can't hear my accent. I'll just be letting everyone down.
True,
They're like,
this is true.
wait, but you didn't let me hear it. So,
All right, keep it strong. We support
You got
your
it.
strength. All right.
so this is one of the singles that I released over the past 4 months. This is A Little More. She says I'm too drunk to drive you home. I just think you don't want to be alone. I try my best not to show that I don't do well on my own, but you already know. You got me saying, ooh. You gave me a taste of what I wasn't looking for. I want a little more. I want a little more. Yeah. We're
getting close, it's getting late. There's nothing left to do but talk above the rain. Don't have to think of words to say before I even let them go. You already know. You got me saying ooh. Taste of what I wasn't looking for. I want a little more. I want a little more, yeah. Pull me in, hold me down. I want a little more. Pull me in, I need you now. Got me saying ooh, ooh. You gave me a taste of what I wasn't looking for. I want a little more. I want a little more, yeah. Oh. Give me more, oh, give me more. I want a little more.
Yes! Do you know what?
Let's go.
There are not often where I hear songs and it makes me feel like, you know what? Everything in life is good, and I feel hopeful, and I feel like shit's gonna be great.
Yes.
And that song makes me feel like that.
That's so good. That's so good.
Because
I need
like
that.
a lullaby for me.
Yes.
Like I can just like relax, take a nap.
I literally was like, I'm
enjoy
gonna go
everything.
down this and download this song and play it like 10 times in a row.
That's what I like to hear. Thank you so much.
That was
Thank you.
great. Thank
It
you.
means
Thank
a
you.
lot.
Well, we appreciate you coming on and sharing all of your
course.
beautiful gifts with us.
Thanks for having me.
Guys, this has been Females Unfiltered. Mina, thanks for coming on.
Yes, thanks for having me. I get to listen to music.
Yes.
I get to hang out with cool people. Thank you.
Thank you to Karen over at Small Girls Cocktails. We always appreciate the vodka girlfriend. I'm not saying if Dalton will have any off camera or not. I don't know. We don't know.
No.
We don't know. We are live at Mixology. We appreciate you. Oh, I have to shout out David, the manager, because the elevator is broken and he carried all of my equipment up the stairs for me. So thank you, David.
What a legend.
I know.
So sweet.
Goodness
No. Please find, follow, support us, guys. Females Unfiltered. If you're on the go, we are on iTunes, Spotify, etc., etc. If you want to look at our beautiful faces, we're YouTube, Vimeo, the site, Roku, the whole nine. And we will see everyone next week. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Yeah.